Hello, everybody. If you're out there, thanks for joining. Drop something in the chat so I know you're there. I'm going to take a look at some Apex charts tonight. I've been doing this, this live stream for about 2 weeks now, and I'm still trying to, I think, find the format to it. But I do enjoy the live problem solving. For myself, it's kind of like the work that I have to do for clients anyway. So the extent to which anybody can benefit out of, working with me through this stuff, I mean, that's pretty cool to me. But moreover, I think it's cool if other people bring their problems here if you want to jump on and we could just kind of work through them together. I think there's value in solving problems together. It's weird when I do that, it becomes unblurry. Yeah, there it is. Made a couple of adjustments to my setup here, so I got the blue light in the background. Something about that lighting looks cool. So what we're going to take a look at tonight are these Apex charts, right? I'm working in Bubble. A client has asked me to put this over here. A client has asked me to build some charting for it's a real estate app. We've been working on this for about a year together now, and almost building out like a dashboard of analytics for real estate investors to kind of evaluate which properties are ripe to buy, I suppose is the way you would say it. But it's a pretty interesting app. It's pretty complex in what it does, and apparently it's not available, right? And I think that like the coolest thing in working with these tools or having access to Bubble and platforms that enable you to build software to solve problems is that like more people with domain experience in a very specific area can build solutions to their own problems, whether that be a small business. I think like part of like the thing that I think Bubble is still figuring out is like who is their target audience? Who are they really? Are they going after the solopreneurs, kind of these founders that have some, an app idea that they're trying to build? That's mostly the people that I encounter. And that's fine. I think it's great that people are getting into it. There's also a whole other community of small businesses that I think are not leveraging the power of these tools. And like fortunately enough, like the client that I'm working with in particular, he's a business, right? So he built a problem, a software solution, a Bubble around his own problem. And I want to see more of that. I want to see people who already have a business adopting these tools, learning how to use them and applying them to their own business cases to either, just streamline some of their own not so great processes or build an app that or a piece of software. I gotta get us out of the habit of saying app so much. App implies like a phone application, and I really want to broaden that to like just software. It's just software in general. Mostly what I build is software. It's not really mobile applications. I think Emmanuel was the one that kind of said that he sees the future as being more web-based applications as opposed to mobile. And I'm kind of on board with that because I don't want to download any more goddamn apps on my phone. How many apps can you really have on your phone before it's like, whoa, do I really another one? Yes, it makes my life more convenient, but it's just annoying to have so many apps on your phone. So I hope that the future moves away from the app stores and the centralized process of getting your app uploaded and approved by Google or Apple for iOS, and just it becomes a little bit more democratic where you can just access it through a web browser. To me, that's cooler. I like that. I like that if software or apps do go in that direction, that would make me happy. Anyway, I got sidetracked. So but yes, I think there is still a very underserved community of small businesses that should be looking at Bubble and other no-code platforms to solve their business problems. I think it's much more affordable, of course, than building custom software by code with code. And I don't think it's really it's been accepted yet. Most of the clients and the people that I see building apps they're not running a business. They're trying to build an app so that they can start their business, right? That's usually the people that I'm encountering. So in any event, back to what I was showing here. I've got these two charts that the client has asked me to build some version of this. It's not exactly here, but if you're curious, I'm using the Apex Charts plugin.js. There's two. There's another one, Tech Blocks. Yeah, this one, Charts.js. I've used this one too, and I find these to be probably the two best plugins for charts in Bubble. Both of them are pretty good. A little bit on the pricier side, so $250 one time for this. I usually point out, like it's on the agency plan, you get to choose you get to test all the paid apps, the paid plugins for free. So take advantage of that if you're on the agency plan. And if you are working with clients, it does pay to be on the agency plan. So that's the plugin, and the chart specifically that I'm working with is the area chart A, which is this one, and then an area chart multiple lines. So I mostly just want to understand how to feed the data into these charts tonight. They're not terribly complex. They should look something like this when we're done. Something like this, right? It's not a very complex chart. I was building the, well, yeah. This is really what I'm after here. Just a simple. It's called a spark line, I believe. I don't know what that means exactly, but that's really all I'm after. The specs are here. I kind of them in a text element. We want to count the number of sales by month. So grouping the sales by month, counting by sold date, and the trailing 24 months. Now, the data that I have is only looking for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So we won't be going back 24 months, but I think this should represent 20, or this should represent 5 data points on this line, this area chart. And I suppose, I don't know what an area chart is exactly. I think it's the same as a line chart, but the bottom is shaded. I don't really know what that represents. I understand in, like, if you're looking at, like an area chart, I don't know, whatever. We'll find out. We'll find out what it does. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of use the plugin page as a reference so you can see. I'll just tab back and forth, I guess. So here they have the series name. One is sales, or this is multiple lines. What's this? These are all multiple line charts. So I guess we can just do one for now. So we're going to need at least the series 1 data and the series category, which seems to evaluate to a list of text. All right, so the series 1 data evaluates to a list of numbers. The series category evaluates to a list of texts. All right, so let's go to series data, right? So this is just an area chart A. This is just one of them. This is the multi-line chart, so we're just we'll only use one here. So let's call this series sales by month. Sales by month. And I think here what we're really going to be looking at is we're going to search for the property and then each item's sales amount. We're doing a search for property. And then I think we have to group it. We're going to have to group it by month. Grouped by the last sale price. No. We want a date, sold date, right? That would be this field, the sold date. Type of grouping, we want the month. We want the interval to be month or 1 month. We want each interval to show, each data point to be 1 month. And then the starting date is going to be the current date and time minus months. We're going to have to do plus months minus 24 because I want to look back 24 months. I know I only have data for the last 5 months. Wait, is it months or years? No, it's months. I have it in months. It's all 2022. Good. Let's hide the year field. I don't want to get confused with that. We're not using that field anymore. Year. We don't want that. Sold date. And then we're going to do I guess we would have to count, right? The aggregation here would be a count of I guess that's it. I guess it's just a count. We're counting the number of properties in a given month. Items count. And that should give us a list of numbers. See how that works. And then the series category is going to be well, what do we want to see on the I don't even know. What is the let's look here. What do they have set up here? We're searching for each item's date formatted as a list of text. So this probably has to be text. X data is a list of text. You can use the formatted as operating bubble to convert other data types of text. Make sure to use the same amount of data points for the y-axis and the x-axis. That is always essential. You always have to keep the same amount of data points. If you were, for example, using a grouping for the y-axis, make sure that you use the same grouping for the x. Okay, so that does give us some information that we need. We still need to group this. We don't want to count here. We want each item's, that's just each item's sold date. And then can we convert that to text? Formatted as text. Each item formatted as this. Very strange thing. Not strange, just something to note that when you format a date in a certain way, it automatically converts it to text. So you see, if I delete this sold date, this evaluates to a list of dates. But as soon as I then format it, anything here, right? Even if I'm formatting it to, you know, what is still looks like a date, Bubble is still evaluating this as text. So if the graph was expecting a date, that would have been a problem, but it's not. It's actually expecting a text, a list of text here. So let's see what that gives us. Let's see if we get any data out of that. We do. It's actually quite pretty. All right, so let's see if the data is what we want it to be, right? So we've got September. We only have 2 sales. No, wait, do we have 2 or 5? We have 5. Where did I get 2? So that means we have 5 properties sold in September. Is that correct? Let's check our data. I'm just going to sort by the sold date here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that works. And we have 4 in August. Let's get rid of this for a second. I don't want to have all these tabs open. Move. 4 in August. 4 and 4. 4 in July also. Yep. And then 2 in May. And that seems to be the bottom of it there. All right, so this is counting correctly. This is exactly what I wanted. I don't know exactly. Let's see. Let's see if we can format this a little bit to look a little bit more like this. This is pretty. I really like the way this looks. I want it to look like that. Let's see how we can some of these formatting options to approach that. So I think Sparkline, let's see what happens when we enable the Sparkline. Sparkline hides all of the elements on the chart other than the primary paths. Helps visualize the data in small areas, line like for a graph in a sidebar or header. Not too sure what that means. Let's see what it does. Okay. Oh, it just got rid of all of the it got rid of the labels, it seems like. Is that what's called a Sparkline? Show data labels. Shows labels on the top of the place marks. Make sure that you turn the markers off if you enable this option. That's kind of cool. I actually like that. All right, the stroke style. Smooth. That's what I want. I want it smooth. Stroke style. Ooh, that's pretty. I like it. I like it. What does step line mean? No, I don't like it. I don't like that. No. Stroke width, I guess we could go a little bit smaller than 5. We could do 3. Smaller stroke. So girthy. That's cool. Fuck these data labels. I'm already tired of them. That's what we want here. That is cool. All right. Dash width, color is a gradient. Nice. Let's change this gradient. Leave it alone. I also want to get rid of the. Let's get rid of the how do you call this thing? The grid lines. I don't want any of this download shit either. I don't want to show the grid. I don't even want to show the markers, to be honest. I just want the line. I'm going to get rid of this. Show tooltip. Enable fixed tooltip. My God, there are so many options. This chart is like really customizable. I don't really know what any of this stuff means. I like that I have the options, but I have no idea what these options are. And I don't know how much I want to take the time to understand them. I think what I wanted to do is just get rid of this x axis here, the line on the x. I thought I did that with. Oh, I got rid of the grid. Show x-axis grid lines, show y-axis grid lines. I unchecked both of these. Well, let's see what we got here instead of guessing, right? Let's see what I got, what they have checked off here. So I've got smooth and 3. You can just compare them, compare it to my app. Let's go from top to bottom. All right, sales by month. Sparkline is enabled, cool. Decimal amounts, let's go 0. We don't need to show any decimals in our use case. Not too concerned with the gradient. Can you not show the marker even? Chart 1 marker color, chart 2 marker color. I guess if you make it 0, the radius 0, then they won't show up at all. That's what it seems like. Right now it's a 2. No, guess not. Marker size. You got the marker size 0. Let's try that one. All I want is a nice smooth line. Oh, what did I do? There we go. And I want a nice label on the side here that just tells me exactly what my what we're looking at. Sales by month. Tooltip. Oh, this is actually just a this is text. 4297. Oh, they cheated. Views. I guess you could put total sales here and just sum it. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do. All right, I'm not going to do that. This is giving me the result that I want. So I'm going to move on to chart 2. I'm going to take a look at the median price per foot by sales per month. So similar to this. Counting by sold date, finding the median of the last price sale. So this is 2 series. This is the multi-series. So we're going to use the multi-series here, and that's this one. So let's do series 1 name is going to be what? Series 1 is going to be price per foot median. And then we're going to do, I'm going to copy this expression over. Search for properties grouped by sold date still. Yes, we still want it grouped by sold date, but we also want it we want the median of the price per foot. All right, so that's the aggregation that we want. And then I think I could just use the same expression that I built here. But let's change this. I don't like this. If we're doing it by month, let's do custom. And let's do MMM-YY. That should give us September 22. Yeah, like this. That's how I'd like to see it. Cool. Price per foot median. Okay, I like it. And then let's here find the, let's add the second series. This is going to be the median of the last sale price. Last sale price is a different field. That's this one. So these charts are much easier to work with than the box plot that I was trying to do, which I did figure out. It's just those quartiles that are killing me. Median. No, not price per foot. Last sale price. So I want to group. I want to wait. Do I want? I want to the median of the last sale price, and then I want the search properties medians last sale price. Yeah. Is that it? Oh, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to look right along the same, in the same chart, because these numbers are just so much higher. Yeah, I don't think that works. I mean, it is working kind of the way that I want it to, but the scale is just so different of the price per foot. And right, price per foot is this, and the last sale price is this. This would be like the flat full price of the house, which is really not going to be, you know, these are two completely different scales, so that's not going to work. But let's make this, let's format this a little bit. I do want to make this smooth. Stroke width, we'll make it 3. We'll enable the spark line. Let's see what else can we change here. It's a nifty little chart. Counting by the sold date. Sold date. Yeah. And I'll just get rid of the grid lines. Change these to 0. Wow. That is a cool chart. That is a very handy chart. August 22. I dig this. And then if we wanted to, can I just copy this over? Let's see. Let's see if it lets me copy this. So I like this, the way they formatted this. Kind of just want to steal it. Let's see. Yeah. Easy. You can call this, what is this number? Call this sales. And I guess this is giving us a total, in which case we would do something like do a search for properties count, I guess. And that would give us a total. undefined A. I don't know what that is. We don't need this group. Yeah, that's what I'm after. Oh, it's a fixed container. That's why it's all screwy. Let's move down a little bit. Is there no labeling option on the, or I guess they figure that you can just easily add text for the headings and stuff. That's cool. I'm cool with that. The client wants it to be simple. This is the simplest. This is the simplest I can I can come up with. Cool. Well, let me see if anyone said anything on Twitter here, if they want to jump on tonight. Nope. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to take care of tonight. I'll check back in with you tomorrow at the same time. Bring this back. Really digging the Apex charts. Very cool. Very mathematical. I think this is, where I like to spend the most of my time is kind of in the charting and math side of Bubble. This is notoriously something that people complain about as far as the math goes. It is difficult to build complex mathematical expressions in Bubble, but there's always there's always some way. They do make it a little bit difficult. I remember I actually built an app on AppSheet once because what was required, there was so much math involved that it would have just taken me forever to figure out how to do it in Bubble. And I know they've introduced those parentheses into the as a mathematical operator, but I don't know how to use that yet, as far as like when it just treats it as text and when it actually does treat it like a math operator. Maybe it's just when you're working with a number. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So I'll check back in tomorrow. Again, if you have any Bubble problems that you're working through and you want to jump on, let me know and we'll do it together.